Alrighty. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Darkest Hour, episode 22. Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday, by the way. Happy Tuesday. Donnie, how you doing?
Doing this on Wednesdays.
Doing swell.
Hump day.
Hump day?
At this
I
point,
actually like it on Tuesdays. I feel like Sundays I'm trying to get ready for work. Sometimes it's not ideal.
I feel that. I mean, we could do it too. We could switch to Tuesdays. I don't care.
Talk about it later. But yeah,
let's talk about
it.
I feel like every week we're like, Sunday, Tuesday. We'll figure it out one day.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
How are you boys doing, huh?
Jay, how are you? What's going on?
I'm good. Just hanging on by a thread at this point.
That's depressing, but I feel that. Sir. I'm doing pretty good. Just been hanging out with the baby, sitting around at the house, not really playing anything. It is kind of depressing. Still waiting for Dad to come home. Not really anything.
Do you ever switch your stream schedule?
Honestly, I've just been too busy and haven't been able to stream. It's hard when you have a baby and you're job hunting and shit, you know? So,
Sure.
And I've been working on a little side project that I can't really talk about, and it's been taking up some of my time. Calls and emails and figuring shit out. It's been cool, but you know, keeps me busy. But
There you go.
I'm doing good. Donnie, how the hell are you, man? What's going on? What's going on with you?
I'm swell. Not much news happening. I am upset though. My RP server, they fucked up Red M or something. So my RP server's down. So I can't pretend to be a cowboy this week. So I'm a little upset. But other than that, same old.
How much do you love doing that RP shit?
It's pretty fun, man. It's pretty fun. You know me.
I
like
lurk sometimes. I lurk sometimes. It's entertaining. It's silly as hell, but it's fun. Yeah. I'll come in and there's just silence, and then like 90 seconds later, you'll be like, "All right, well, I suppose I better go get my shotgun and go gator hunting." There's like something random, and then some guy I didn't even notice there's another player there, and another guy will just suddenly move and be like, "All right, I guess we'll see you down by the Bayou Bar later then." And then you just go hunt gators.
That's the downside about it, is there's a lot of downtime. You're kind of just hanging out for some of it, which is not
in the Midwest,
ideal,
bro.
Yeah, you're in the Wild West. Yeehaw!
Oh yeah, true.
But
I mean,
fun.
it's not like there's cars to steal and like bank heists. Well, actually, there probably is.
There's bank
heists.
heists.
Yeah,
There's bank heists.
yeah, I guess there is. Yeah.
It's fun. It's just there's a big update coming too in the next 2 weeks. So hopefully it's gonna add a lot of stuff.
Oh, nice.
And, we'll see where things go. I'm excited. It's Wild RP is the server I play on, by the way, guys. I'm sure some people in chat have watched it before. But it's fun. It's a good time.
I get it. RP is fun, man. RP is like a merchant and NPCs and whatnot pretty much every week with Star Wars RPG. So I get it. It is a very fun activity. We didn't get to play yesterday though. I was on baby duty, and typically the baby, he goes to bed at like 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Last night I was like, guys, we're gonna have to start late, okay? As soon as the baby is asleep, we can start up Star Wars RPG. I'll get the stream on. It'll be fun. That kid didn't go to bed until midnight.
Jesus.
Just like crying and just rocking him and feeding him bottles, and he just didn't want to go to bed. So Daddy didn't get to pretend like he was in the Star Wars universe, which is ridiculous to say. But anyway.
I'm a good new baby.
Training him to be a degenerate already, huh?
Oh, he doesn't get to watch Twitch streams. Only Kick streams, actually.
Yeah.
He only gets to watch Kick. Yeah.
He puts slot gambling in front of his face all day.
Now that XQC's on Kick, he can watch XQC.
He is on Kick, right?
I mean, $100 million
Didn't they pay him
deal.
like $70
million
Rogan
in
money.
cash. I know. It's fucking weird.
Crazy.
I mean, it's not $100 million cash, right? There's going to be some shit that man's going to have to do. I foresee some slot machine streams in his future, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, of course.
Amaranth as well. She went.
Wouldn't he?
Who knows what kind of deal Amaranth.
Really? She went?
Amaranth is there now. There's actually quite a few big streamers on Kick now. It's crazy. We'll see if Kick is able to adjust. We'll see. Anyway,
It's weird though, because they multi-stream, right? Twitch and Kick, so they didn't like
yeah,
exclusively go over. But
which is an insane deal to be able to stream on Twitch and Kick and get $100 million for 2 years.
Ridiculous.
What the
You get to
fuck?
stream on both?
Yeah,
yeah,
it is
Why would you pay him all that money?
because they have billions of dollars from gambling on stake.com and they don't care.
infinite money, dude.
They just want to
I'm
disrupt.
sure he's live right now. I'm gonna go look what his viewership.
He probably has like 40,000 viewers on Kick. I mean,
Yeah,
good for
seriously.
him. He made the bag. That's the ultimate bag. I bet you
Come
Ninja's
to-
like,
like-
fuck.
And Ninja already made his money. He's like, come to Kick. You can say racial slurs, unlike in Twitch chat.
It's terrible.
Jesus.
It's fucking oof.
I don't even know why you would go to Kick if you can just watch him on Twitch. I feel like Kick is. I mean, is like a higher bit rate on Kick?
I don't think so. Less ads.
So he's live on Twitch. He's not live on Kick right now.
A lot of
Oh.
people are just angry at Twitch for like just going full corpo evil. They're just tired of it. But they don't realize
Oh,
they're just
I mean-
jumping out of one crazy pot into another with crypto
Yeah.
gambling. It's all the same crap. Let's be
Twitch
real.
is just such a brand. I just don't see. I mean, especially with Amazon behind it, I just don't see another. I don't feel like there's enough room for another giant streaming service. I don't think the audience is that large.
I think
Yeah,
there
I mean, like-
is room if there is innovation. Then, but it's a carbon copy of Twitch with a better sub split and less ads because advertisers are afraid to advertise there. There's no innovation. It looks so much like Twitch. If a streaming platform comes along that changes the game, and I think there will be one in the next year or two, but I can't really talk about it, then there will be a new, I don't know, frenzy in the live streaming industry, and there will be a renaissance, if you will. But we'll have to see. Yes, competition is good. Exactly, Dr. Fragenstein, MD. So, my friends, we obviously did not have the podcast on Sunday. We're here on Tuesday. It's good to be with you both. No guest this week, though we do have the next two episodes 23 and 24, lined up with cool guests. So be prepared for that. But tonight,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's going to be cool. Tonight, we're going full fucking nerd. I'm personally very excited because I'm a fucking full-on nerd. Are you guys excited for this?
Oh yes.
I
No, that's
can't wait to know none of the spells y'all are talking about. Well, it's good.
Oh, it's going to be great. So we're just going to do a deep dive on Dungeons and Dragons spells. We're going to talk about what's viable for Dark and Darker, what would suck, what doesn't make sense, our wishes, hopes, and dreams, what we hope never shows up, what could be cool, what wouldn't, all that shit. It should be fun, and obviously we'll have some Q&A and later on in this podcast, and we want to hear what you guys think about spells, what could be cool, what couldn't, all that fun shit. So, gentlemen, shall we jump into some spell shit? So, you guys know what cantrips are. Donnie, can you explain what a cantrip is?
Sure. A cantrip is a spell you can use as much as you want. It's usually pretty low in power. So the idea in D&D is you have leveled spells, you have cantrips, right? So a cantrip is something where it's weak enough where you can use as many times as you want, and a leveled spell is something that's stronger, so you get a limited amount of uses, but it's more powerful in exchange for its limited quality or quantity. Sorry.
I mean,
boom.
couldn't have said it better myself. Jay, I mean, you're a new D&D player. What class are you playing in D&D?
Barbarian.
Shit,
I literally do
same.
1 slash a turn, dude. Very in depth.
You'll get an extra attack at level 5, don't worry. What level are you?
Yeah. 3.
Almost there, buddy.
Slow
The game is
grinding.
definitely
We-
way simpler before 5. Definitely a
We've done
lot.
like 7 sessions and we've leveled up 1 time. Is that normal?
Wait, you're on session 7, you're level 3?
Yeah, we started at level 2.
Just depends on your
Is
DM,
that
though.
super slow?
That's pretty slow, yeah. I'd say.
Yeah, I think. Who the
Oh.
hell is your DM? Fucking shake him. Tell him
Nah,
to
I
level
mean,
you guys
know,
up.
he wants to run
If
the
he's a
game
good
with
DM,
We've
us.
done so
ah,
much combat.
You're right, you're right.
He's a
Time to
good
back off.
DM, but we've done so much combat. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
So that means you're getting a lot of XP. Is he doing XP? Like when you kill shit, you get experience for it?
No,
Or
he just tells us at the end of the session if we leveled up.
okay, got it. I mean, it's slow, but if it's fun, fuck it. Who cares? You know, if he's a good DM, he's a good DM. That's great. So let's start with cantrips. Cantrips are something that I think definitely should be in the game. I think warlocks in particular, we don't know what their kit's going to be like yet, but I've mentioned it a couple times on the podcast. I think if a warlock has nothing in their hands, no weapon equipped, no offhand item equipped, they should be able to blast with Eldritch Blast, which we can look at that first, actually. The first cantrip.
What cantrip does a wizard have?
Several.
Unless there's like 100.
There's a bunch. There's a bunch of cantrips. We can just go down the list quick. There's like Acid Splash, does what you think. Blade Ward, Booming Blade, Chill Touch, Control Flames, Create, Bonfire. This is just free to cast whenever you want. There's no spell slots at any time. You can just use Eldritch Blast, Druidcraft, Firebolt, Friends, Frostbite, a fucking Gust of Wind, Light, which obviously is a wizard spell currently. Message, you can essentially like whisper or send a mental message to someone in the same room and no one else can hear it, kind of shit, and they can respond to you.
Minor, you have multiple cantrips?
Oh yeah, you can have multiple cantrips.
Our wizard does like Firebolt and has like send message or some shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Prestidigitation is a cool one, great word. This allows like a wizard to clean himself with magic or change the flavor of food. If he's like eating gruel in the field and he's like, this shit tastes like crap, I'm gonna make it taste like a filet mignon. He can just use magic to make it taste good.
That's an RP spell if I've ever heard one.
It is an RP spell. You can make like a noble like smell like fucking cat piss or something. Like there's all kinds of stuff you can do with it. It's great. It's great. It's a fun spell. Ray of Frost, we all kind of know what that does. Just a beam of ice that slows you down. Shape Water, it's exactly what it sounds like. Shillelagh, which is a ridiculous, this is an Irish word, but it's pronounced Shillelagh. We'll get to that. Shock and Grasp, it's like a lightning grasp. Thunderclap. Vicious Mockery is a great one. This actually is a bard cantrip that does damage when you insult someone. So you're like, your mother is a fat cow, ah! And then it does damage. You roll a d4 and someone's feelings get hurt. There's a lot of cool ones. Also a lot of shitty ones. There's a lot of bad cantrips. Donnie, what's your favorite cantrip?
Like all D&D?
Yeah.
I would have to say probably Mage Hand. I like more. I mean, like don't get me wrong, combat stuff is fun, but for me, D&D is more about the storytelling and kind of like the fun little like scenarios you can create in your mind. So Mage Hand is fun. Minor Illusion's a good one too. That one's really fun. Basically, Minor Illusion, you can make like a sound or an image, and you could like make an image of like someone walking down a hall, or you can make like the sound of someone like yelling in the distance. All those things. So it's fun. I like to do the weird shit.
Yeah, as an example, I mean, you guys saw the D&D movie with Chris Pine, right? That just came out a couple months ago.
Yep.
There's a part in the movie where the party is trying to sneak into a keep, and some guards walk up, and Chris Pine, the bard, is standing there, and he starts singing and playing his instrument and dancing around. And then the illusion starts to wear off, and like his face starts to droop, and the sound kind of like skips and fucks up. That's the illusion wearing off. You can do a lot of fun shit with illusions. I think Minor Illusion would be pretty fucking fun in Dark and Darker. Like imagine if a wizard had the Minor Illusion cantrip where he could make a sound of like a door closing or feet slapping on the ground, so the party runs that way while he escapes or something like that.
That would be so OP. I love it.
It would be super fun
that in the game.
Or you could make an image of an object like a small chest, and like a rogue comes out of stealth and like walks up to the chest, but there's no chest there. There's a wizard waiting in the shadows though, and you magic missile him. Shit like that. Pretty fucking cool. I think that would definitely make sense for something that a wizard could use at any time in Dark and Darker. If they actually add in cantrips, that is. But Bard, Sork, Warlock, and Wizard has access to this cantrip. So you have to consider that. It wouldn't just be wizard. But
Not bad though.
back to Eldritch Blast. This is pretty much the bread and butter for Warlock. This is like their main damaging thing. In fact, the Warlock has something called incantations. They're like passive buffs that they get access to as they level up. And several... yeah, pretty much. And several of those perks, incantations, actually affect Eldritch Blast. So one adds damage, one adds range, so that it's instead of 120 feet, it's like 300 feet. You're like sniping motherfuckers with Eldritch Blast.
Damn.
Another one is it pushes... Every time you hit someone with it, it pushes them back 10 feet, or you can cast it and it pulls people towards you. There's like all kinds of stuff you can do with it. It's super cool. And I think that there could be skills and or perks in Dark and Darker attached to the Warlock that would change Eldritch Blast as well. I think perks...
I like that, where it like augments and changes the ability and stuff. Gives you like different uses.
Yeah, I can only imagine that's
Very
what they're
nice.
doing, man. If they don't do it, it's going to be really interesting to see how they approach Warlock. But like Eldritch Blast and Warlock is like peas and carrots. Like Warlock is pretty much associated with that cantrip. When you ask someone like, "Hey, how'd you build your Warlock?" They're like, "So I just started blasting." You know, they just blast with Eldritch Blast.
And I started blasting.
That's
Yeah, every
that's-
Warlock has Eldritch Blast.
Yeah,
like
it's
the staple of their class.
it is. Yeah, it's like the main thing.
I think
So
that's copyrighted. Could they even put Eldritch Blast in the game?
No, they probably could.
oh, absolutely could. They could
Yeah.
definitely put Eldritch Blast in. Yeah.
You
What's
sure
the
Eldritch
name?
Blast isn't Wizards of the Coast copyright?
I don't know. Well, I mean, is there like a sleuth in the chat that can look that up? I'm pretty sure they can use it. I mean, they can just name it something else. They could call it Energy Blast or something like that. But I think Eldritch Blast is okay to use, but we'll see. And in D&D, as you level up, you actually get extra beams. So you do this 1d10 of force damage. You roll a d10, whatever the number is how much damage you do. As you level up, you actually get more beams. So eventually you're doing 4d10.
They do
Cool
with the
beat,
cantrip.
It's fucking awesome.
Dude,
Yeah.
my greatsword is a
insane.
2d6. I'm never playing a melee again. Actually,
You should play...
Barbarian is pretty tough in the later levels. Wait till you
Yeah.
start.
I didn't know
What
it was like a
subclass have you done?
tank. Fundamental Chaos. It's like some Matt Mercer one.
Oh, Chaos? I've never even heard of that. Chaos Barbarian. Fundamental Chaos.
So every time you
Wow.
rage, you roll, and you get like a different kind of rage. Like ones if you kill something, get a killing blow, you get to teleport.
Whoa.
One like pulls you in, makes them disadvantaged if they attack someone else. One's like give your party 4 or 1d4 on their attacks or something like that.
That's cool.
It's like pretty good.
Matt Mercer's so fucking cool. Such a cool nerd. He came out with another class
Yeah.
called Blood Hunter as well, which is really sick.
I saw that one, yeah.
Blood
I was
Hunter is
looking at
cool.
it for a little bit.
Blood Hunter. So another
It's
one
kind of
is
like a vampire, right? On Blood Hunter.
ish. They
They're like a
use
Witcher,
yeah, like Witcher. It's like a Witcher. That's a better way to look at it.
Gotcha.
Acid Splash. This is a cool little cantrip. You just throw a bubble of acid at someone that does acid damage.
Like an AoE?
No, just single
Or like
target.
single target?
Single target.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of whatever. I've never seen anyone really pick it. It's whatever. The only people I've ever seen use it is like a wizard early level.
Gotcha.
Blade Ward. You extend your hand and trace a sigil of warding in the air. Until the end of your next turn, you have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage dealt by weapon attacks. I think this could be cool. Like if you just do like a quick little half-second cast as you're running away from a fighter or a rogue that's chasing you, and it kind of cuts their damage in half for
That'd
a
be
few
fine
seconds.
for Wizard.
I think it makes sense, right?
Yeah, I like
That'd
that.
be cool.
I think it'd be cool.
Give 'em a little tankiness.
This one I think is going to be too OP as a cantrip that you could just freely cast whenever. You brandish the weapon using the spell's casting. This is Booming Blade, and make a melee attack with it against one creature within 5 feet. On a hit, the target suffers the weapon's attack normal effects, then becomes sheathed in booming energy until the start of your next turn. If the target willingly moves 5 feet or more, they take another 1d8 thunder damage. So it's kind of like Achilles Strike, where you hit them with it, and if they move, they take more damage.
Yeah.
That, I don't know. I mean, do we want Wizard with a crystal sword or something like that to have essentially Achilles Strike? Would that make sense? And it also makes a really loud booming sound when they move too. So people from 3 rooms away would be able to hear it and shit.
Maybe.
It could be cool.
I don't know. It might be a little strong though. Yeah.
It seems.
I don't even think Achilles Strike should be in the game as it is. So.
Yeah, it's pretty. Chill Touch. This is like just a ranged necrotic damage attack. It's not ice, and it's not really. You're not touching anything. You're just creating a skeletal hand. I don't think this makes sense. I don't even know why I pulled this one up. But this one, create Bonfire. This makes sense. I could see Wizard, Warlock, Sorc, or Druid. Any of those classes can use it. You essentially just create a bonfire. Bonfires, campfires are a staple in Dark and Darker. I think if you wanted to use up a cantrip slot or one of your spell slots to be able to freely create a fire and not have to carry them in anymore, that could be cool.
Oh, do cantrips take spell slots?
In Dark and Darker, I feel like they would need to add in a cantrip slot. Or a couple.
I mean, it would be okay to replace a spell slot with like an infinite charge spell. I could see it.
You think that'd be okay? So if there's only five spells you can choose from, would it be better to just replace a spell and the 5th one is a cantrip you can freely use, or add a 6th slot and it's only for a cantrip and you get to pick what cantrip you want, but you still get your other 5 spells? I like the 6th slot with a cantrip.
Wizard, the 6th slot makes sense. I don't know about for Wizard, because then you would have like 11 spells, essentially, if you ran 10 spell with it. But I don't think many people run 10 spell anyway, so
right,
probably doesn't really matter.
What are you gonna say, Donnie?
I'd be open to testing. Like, let's test both. Why not?
Well, I mean, if you look at Sorcerer, Wizard, Warlock, they all have a different amount of spells they can even learn and sort of have on them. Wizard gets the most, right? They have access to the most amount of spells. I think Wizard in game, in Dark and Darker, should have access to 5 or 6 spells. If you just have spell memory 1, you should have like 5 or 6 slots and a cantrip slot or 2. Because that's what the Wizard is.
Shit.
They're like a Swiss Army knife of spells. Meanwhile, a Warlock has like 2 spell slots and a short rest. They cast 2 spells, they're out. That's it. But they have an infinite Eldritch Blast. They're doing tons of damage. They have those passive perks like Devil's Sight, where they're seeing in the dark and doing a shitload of damage with Eldritch Blast. So they're always kind of on with these passives, but they lack the utility that a Wizard does. So they just get less spells. What if Warlock only has 3 slots for spells while the Wizard has 6 and the Sorcerer has 5 or something like that? I think that could be cool. Kind of like that. But yeah, I think Bonfire would be sick. Imagine you have a Druid in your party whenever Druid comes out and they can just slap down a Bonfire, 2 or 3 times a raid. And you don't have to worry about fucking bringing in a Campfire. I think it'd be sick.
Yeah. Be sick. I mean, I think the big idea, right, is as long as it's a very small AoE. I don't know. I feel like because that could be a little busted, because then you could block doorways at will with that thing, right? Where it's like, say you could put a little fire in every doorway.
Well, with campfires.
I'm not even thinking it.
Thinking ahead, dude.
Yeah, I think it'd be more like a campfire, not like a fire.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
You're saying not like a damaging fire.
Yes. Let me clarify. Instead of a damaging bonfire, it's a free magical campfire that you put down. I should have been clear about that. That's what I think would make sense. I don't know.
I didn't even think it did damage, to be honest.
I think that would be fine for a specific class.
Druid,
or maybe even Bard. you know, because
Bard
Bard's kind of
too.
weak right now. So it might be a good idea to like bring Bard along because they can make campfires.
Or just Bard and Druid both get it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. It'd be interesting, for sure.
Hmm.
I think the trade-off there though should be that you have to give up a spell slot, right? So that like you're taking this extreme support utility in exchange for the ability to attack, right? I think that would be an interesting trade there.
Or what if one of the Bard songs is Song of the Campfire or something, and you, whenever the Bard plays it, he sits down and everyone can sit next to him and you get the benefit of a campfire.
So cheesy.
Okay. Forget I said anything.
That's like the most Bard thing I've ever heard, actually.
Gather round the fire while I play you a tune. All right, so this one is dancing.
Sing my campfire song.
The campfire song.
Dancing lights. This is a
shit.
cool one. Donnie, do you like the dancing lights cantrip?
I don't really use it. Which one? Let me.
It's kind of like light, which is already in the game, but it's like dancing lights. Like you make several lights, and they can like dance around like an area. So instead of just one
like
globe of
Roomba.
yeah, so instead of like one glob of light that you're casting into a corner to see if a rogue's there, you cast dancing lights, and it kind of bounces around the room and can detect if a rogue is trying to move around. So it's not in one static spot; it's moving around.
I got one better. They should have changed light orb to that already.
Bam!
Let it bounce around, dude. Why not?
I think you're right. You nailed it. You nailed it. Druidcraft. So this one is some fucking like green thumb Fern Gully shit. Let's be real here. You instantly make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, a leaf bud bloom. Leaf bud bloom? Nice, dude. Nice.
Hell yeah.
I do like one thing in Druidcraft though. There's one thing that makes sense for Dark and Darker. You instantly light or snuff out a candle, torch, or small campfire. So what if you go into a room and the druid is just like snapping his fingers and like turning off torches and shit?
Is that a druid thing though? It doesn't sound very druid.
It is, yeah, it's Druidcraft. Like, you know, manipulating the elements, manipulating fire. I think it's a bit of a stretch, but I thought it was interesting.
Would be. I don't know. I think the idea of druid should be like plant-based. You're bringing like some greenery into the dungeon.
Plant-based vegan. No.
Yeah. You can't eat meat at the campfire. No kebab at the campfire.
Can you please put that bacon away? You're making me sick.
But,
potatoes only. No.
Like, what's that one druid spell that does? We don't have to go through every spell in the game, do we? We're not doing every spell.
No. I just wanted to start with we're gonna skip through some of the shit.
What's that one spell where it's like you create a thorny area, and as you move through it, you're slower?
We'll get to that.
That would be a great druid spell.
Yes, we'll definitely get to that. There's too many spells that hit them all. I just wanted to start with cantrips, just because I think adding cantrips to the game is a good idea, and I think giving spellcasters a little bit more utility that is not attached to a spell slot would be fun. So Firebolt, for instance, I've talked about Firebolt. I think Firebolt should be attached to the magic staff. I mentioned it last episode, where the magic staff has 5 charges, kind of like a recurve bow or a longbow has 5 or 6 arrows in its quiver before you have to reload it, right? What if there was a Firebolt attached to the magic staff? You shoot it, and then you kind of like, I don't know, run your hand over it magically, and then you reload it with 5 more Firebolts. I think that would be sick.
Drop a new mag in.
Exactly. Drop a new mag in. I think that would be sick. That makes sense to me. Mage Hand. Does Mage Hand work in this game? I mean, imagine being able to open a door as you're running across.
I think Mage Hand
totally works.
would be
Super
fantastic for situations like you have like a 5-foot wradius where you can use it. Where you basically just have a 5-foot radius where you can interact with things further than you would be. So you can pick up stuff further away. You can, like, if you're on the other side of a gate, you could open a lever. Like,
yes.
You just interact with interactable items like 5 feet further away. That's all it has to be. And like whenever you click on it, like a little wispy magic shoots over it and it flips. That's all it has to be. It doesn't have to be super in depth.
Yeah, I think you're dead on. Speed. Yeah, agreed.
I feel like I've been in that situation 100 times where you're like getting chased by a 3-man, you inevitably run into a door that's closed. Like, yeah, it'd be perfect, I think.
That would be sick for
something
Wizard.
like that.
And like if you stay in the 10-foot range and you just kind of like dodge and juke around, like you could still be opening the door as you're moving around. That'd be cool.
Right.
That'd be like a cool
Yeah.
thing to do.
Yeah.
So.
Ray of Frost. I think this would be a cool one. Maybe a little too strong for a cantrip, but it's essentially you'd be aiming a blue-white beam on someone. And as long as you keep the beam on them, they're taking a little bit of damage and they're slow as they run towards you.
I like that.
If you were like
There's
aiming
not
the
many
beam.
melee.
Yeah.
There's not like a melee counter for wizards, so I like stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it'd be
Just
cool.
to give you some sort of like stand your ground, option.
Yeah, whereas like Ice Bolt, you have to cast it and fire the projectile and then recast it. This would just be a continuous beam. You hold left click, and it's a small beam, right? So you'd have to like make sure you're aiming really well. But if your aim is good, yeah, they're slow. I think it'd be really cool.
I'm cool with that. Why not?
Shillelagh. This is a cantrip for Druid. This is This is what Irishmen used to use back in the day. It was like a gentleman's duel weapon. The Shillelagh. I think this could
like
be
a training sword.
Yeah, it was, or like a club or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, what if Druid could cast Shillelagh, and it just raised as they had their weapon out, whatever they cast on them, their strength just goes up by 5 for 10 seconds. Bam.
A little buff.
Give them a little buff on a club or a quarterstaff. I think it makes perfect sense. I think it'd be super cool. It's kind of like Divine Strike or something like that for cleric. It makes perfect sense. Gives them a little bit more damage, a little bit more health, and they have to keep.
Does it work in bear form or whatever if they switch like
No.
shapeshift after?
It's only on your staff.
Oh, no.
It just empowers your like staff or your club.
Yeah, the wood
so good.
of a club or quarterstaff you're holding is imbued with nature's power, essentially. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I think it would work.
I'm a fan.
Shocking Grasp. I think this one's cool. Essentially, you touch someone and it shocks them. So what if this was kind of weak against like a rogue and leather, but if a fucking fighter got in your face wearing full plate and you use this cantrip on them, it did extra damage because they're getting electrocuted with a metal suit on. Could be too strong. I don't know, but I thought it was kind of interesting.
Does it CC them at all or something?
Or
no?
In a way. So on a hit, the target takes 1d8 lightning damage and it can't take reactions until the start of its next turn. So what if they had a delay with their weapon swing for 1 second after or something like that, which seems kind of OP now that I say it out loud, but
can't jump.
What's that?
I'll take can't jump. I'd still use it on the rogue,
Can't jump?
Make it so they can't jump, yeah.
Ooh.
Something like that. Ground them, essentially.
Oh, I like that.
Interesting.
That's smart. Now we're
making the game really complicated.
Vicious
Gives you a little
Mockery.
crazy.
Donnie, how badly do you want Vicious Mockery in the game for Bard? You have to use VoIP. You have to say something on comms with your microphone. Call them a fat loser, and they take like 4 damage.
It would be cool. Maybe if it didn't even necessarily damage somebody, it would be cool if you could just nerf. Like you could nerf like the melee power of a fighter with a bard as a song. That'd be cool if you could like if I could play a song and if I'm aiming at you while I finish it, like you're like -10. I'm not saying like this is what it is, but just for example, like -10 attack power or whatever, or like -10 strength. So that way, like you can kind of like nerf or get after people, or maybe you could cleanse buffs. Cleansing buffs would be a fantastic song to play. Like if you aim it at somebody when you play it.
I think aiming a song at someone, like directing the music towards someone, and so they're weaker on their next swing or something like that, would be fucking amazing. I think high level players could really do some crazy shit with that.
Yeah,
that's a cool idea.
You could nerf them for like 5 seconds. Song takes like 7-8 seconds to play or something like that. Could be fun.
That's a really cool idea. I like that.
That'd be a cool way to do like vicious mockery
while walking away from somebody. Is that a thing?
What do you mean?
Talking while you're running away and then hoping they die from the damage or whatever.
Because isn't vicious mockery? It's just a D4 minus a D4 on their next attack, right?
It's 1d4. Let me see. Vicious Mockery.
Oh no, it's 1d4 damage and they have disadvantage on their next attack.
That's it.
So it's a fantastic attack if you're trying to get away from somebody.
1d4 psychic damage. You're getting in their head, and then they have disadvantage in the next attack roll. Yeah,
that'd be a fantastic way to put that in the game because
I love that idea.
You just nerf somebody for a few seconds, and that way your team could jump on them, or you won't get one shot by the barbarian or something, or Maybe he's
Right.
chasing Jay the wizard, and I nerf him, and Jay can survive a slash or two or something like that. It'd be fun.
Wicked smart. Wicked
Not bad.
smart. All right, now we can
would-
kind of like speed this up a little bit. We can just look at the spell list and just kind of like call out what we think might be cool. Armor of Agathis. This definitely makes sense for a warlock. You're essentially putting a protective magical force around you. It's a spectral frost, so it covers you in your gear. You gain some temporary hit points, which they haven't done temp HP yet in the game. I think they could. So imagine if you just get 5-10 extra health that disappears after a little bit. If a creature hits you, it uses up those hit points, obviously, and they take cold damage. I think that'd be great
Which
for a warlock.
slows, right?
Sure, yeah. It could slow movement speed by 20% for a second and a half or something like that. Just
Sure,
gives the
yeah.
warlock a little bit of survivability and escapability, so they could then blast them back. I think it's cool.
It also fit because wizard has like ice armor or whatever, kind of does that. But
Yep.
No extra health and stuff.
Exactly. Let's see here. Beast Bond, no. Bless is already in the game. Cause Fear. Okay, so let's see here. You awaken the sense
I
of
don't think
mortality.
AoE fear would be good. I don't think that'd be good in the game.
So it's good for the barb shout, right? The barb has that one shout which makes all the enemies scatter for 3 seconds. Great for
It'd be
PvE.
good for mobs.
Not good for players. I'm happy you said that because I totally agree. Completely agree.
Yeah.
Command. Okay, command is actually kind of hilarious. So command, you just say one word, a command word to the target, and they have to listen to it, right? So approach, and then the bandit will walk up to the paladin, or drop your weapon, or something like that, or grovel, halt. What if you could make a barbarian running towards you just stop in his tracks for like 2 seconds because you say a command word? Doesn't really work, but I think it'd be kind of funny. Cure wounds is like a heal. Disguise self. See, disguise self would be cool because what if you could?
They see you as their ally.
Yes, they like they see your portrait down below. They see your nameplate and they think you're on their squad.
Wait. Can you like turn into stuff?
Yeah,
later.
Like a barrel?
Any kind of person you want.
Yeah, so disguise self allows you to like you make yourself, including your armor, clothing, weapons, and other belongings in your person, look different. So you can seem 1 foot shorter or taller. You can appear thin or fat, shit like that. But this is a level 1 spell, right? So it's not super fucking great, but it'll help you like ditch the guards that are after you for stealing a fucking bread roll or whatever, you know?
Right.
Interesting. Ensnaring Strike and Entangle. Fairy Fire as well. So this is like a Thorny Vine kind of thing that you were talking about. This is a ranger attack, actually. You hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends. A writhing mass of thorny vines appears at the point of impact. The target must succeed in a strength saving throw or be restrained. I think there's better thorn spells, so we can kind of get rid of that. Fairy Fire absolutely works for this game, though. What if you could cast a big AoE Fairy Fire ability that does not allow anyone to go into stealth, and it sort of weakens them a little bit, or maybe reduces their, I don't know,
armor or something.
Their armor or damage reduction or something by like 10%.
The only problem with that is that spell would be so meta if you can like I don't know, maybe. I just think you want to, like, if you're gonna nerf somebody, I think you'd want a bit of a skill shot on it than just a big AoE.
Oh, Fairy Fire is AoE? I thought it would be
Yeah,
like
it's AoE.
targeted. Oh, okay. Yeah,
I think it might be good if
targeted
it's
would be
targeted. Like, I like a targeted debuff, but a big AoE debuff like that where they take like
It's not
more
fair.
damage or something.
Yeah.
It seems a little. It's not necessarily that's not fair. It just seems like everyone is going to run that spell no matter what. Like,
Yeah,
if you have
but-
a party and you're not running that.
Whenever you get to like super high level adventures in D&D and you're a level fucking 15 wizard or something like that, or bard or whatever, they're using this spell still. That's how good this spell is, even in high level D&D.
I agree, but this is dark and darker.
I'm just saying I'm agreeing with you that you're right. It's meta.
Oh, okay.
It's meta.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking
So
strong.
I don't know.
Fog cloud.
I just don't like the idea of a big debuff that's AoE. That doesn't sit right with me. That's just my thing.
Yeah. Fog cloud. Just make it's kind of like smoke bomb for rogue. Makes sense. Hellish rebuke. This is a cool one. So it's a reaction. So a warlock gets hit, then they point their finger, and the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. The creature must make a dex saving throw. It takes 2d10 fire damage, or half as much on a successful. So really, someone hits you, and once again, it's a sort of a offensive, defensive buff. They hit you, they're erupted in flame.
Yeah,
I think it'd be super cool.
Let's say it's got to be a melee attack though.
Yes, sure.
So
I mean,
like,
in
if
this, it's
you're-
60-foot range, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So Dark and Darker, you're getting ran down by a fighter or a barbarian or a rogue, and they melee attack you. That'd be cool. That'd be a decent way to like protect yourself. But I think it should only last for
One hit.
well, I think it should last for like 10, 15 seconds. So that way you got to cast it when you know you're about to get hit. You can't just have it on.
Oh, I
for
see.
the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah, for sure. It lasts 10 seconds, and it's good for one strike against you, and then after you have to recast it again. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that'd be cool.
Gotcha.
I think it'd be great.
That's all right.
Let's see. Magic missiles in the game. Shield. I don't know. Shield's so fucking OP in Dungeons and Dragons.
There's kind of isn't shield like a bubble or whatever? It's like a reaction, right?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
reaction.
it's so OP.
It's really
They kinda
fucking
have
strong.
that already.
It's like one of those
have that
first level
on,
spells that
Arcane
gets
Shield.
used the entire fucking game.
Yeah, you use this
Right,
forever.
yeah.
Like I had a level 20 sorcerer that had like a magic ring of spell storing that you could put 5 spells into, and I would just put 5 shields in it. So every time someone hit me, I'd say, nope, I get +5 to AC, and it saved my ass so many times. It's pretty fucking strong. Let's go to level 2 spells. We can start zooming along a little bit because there's so many. We spent a long time on the low level shit. Can you guys see the stream? Can you guys see this list?
Mhm.
Let me
Alright,
know if
hold on.
this...
Arc skin would be cool for Druid. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Barkskin, I mean, yeah, I think...
It's a defensive, right?
Yeah, I think this
Yeah,
would be
plus
really
damage or
cool.
something.
You
Like raise your defense a little bit.
Yeah, you toss Barkskin on, it lasts 15, 20, 30 seconds, and your damage reduction overall increases by 10% or something like that. I think it's a great buff.
Sure, yeah.
I think it makes total sense.
I'd rather have stuff like that, temporary defensive buffs, rather than just like, oh, you're super tanky the whole time, you know?
Yeah, yep.
Because of scaling and stuff. So.
Darkness,
would be cool.
yeah, this, I mean, I can't see how they don't give this to Warlock. It would be really fucking weird to not have a darkness spell for Warlock. You essentially spread magical darkness at a point you choose. So imagine like a big globe of darkness just appears somewhere that the Warlock dictates. Anyone in it
Gotcha.
is seeing pitch black, and they have to get out of that globe to be able to see again, right? Well, this is where incantations and Warlock perks come into play. Devil's Sight is an incantation that allows you to see in darkness, including magical darkness. So this could make for some really badass Warlock plays where you cast darkness on yourself while a barbarian is on you. Suddenly he's blind, but you can still see him and fuck him up for a few seconds and then get away from him. That would be so fun. Imagine
That'd be
being,
nice, yeah.
imagine what the top Warlock on the top of the leaderboard is going to be doing with shit like that. Imagine the YouTube plays for that. It'd be so fun to watch.
All I'm
Screen
gonna
goes
say,
black and then you die. Yeah.
all
Not
I'm
on the
gonna
Warlock's
say-
perspective.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is, imagine you go against 3 Warlocks and they all use darkness.
Beautiful.
Then you need a
Just
bar
black
that
out a
has
whole
like a
room.
song of light that can get rid of magical darkness or something, right?
Well, I think. Well, now the game's getting fucking complicated. Now you can't be a solo because it's like, well, all the Warlocks use darkness. I can't. You know what I mean? I think it'd be interesting maybe if they could use darkness, but as soon as they attack somebody, it disappears. That might be fun. You get like a one-time.
Do you
use
think
for the rest.
light orb would like negate that? I'm curious. That's a thing.
Sure. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
I
That'd
think
be
for
cool way to do
balancing
it.
that makes sense. I think Donnie's right too. As soon as you
Okay.
blast someone, it goes away. I think that makes a lot of
Sure.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
It would be more so just like a blind then, right? Rather than like a zone at that point if it goes away as soon as you hit somebody.
I think it would still be a zone, but as soon as the Warlock left clicks at all, the globe dissipates. So you can use it as an
Okay.
escape,
Yeah,
or
it
you
could
can
still
use
be
it for like
interesting,
a
yeah.
one-off attack, and then I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, not bad.
Find traps is already in the game. Let's see. Heat metal. This would be super cool. I think this makes sense for Bard and Druid. It would only work on like a paladin or a cleric or a fighter that has plate on, right? But essentially, it does. You aim it. It casts onto the fighter that's charging towards you. He's wearing dark plate armor, and it just does a damage over time. Let's say it's like 20 fire damage over 3 seconds, and it scales with magical power. But it only really works on people with plate. So it's situational, but it could be cool.
That's not bad. Cook them alive, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
I saw a flaming sphere or whatever. Do you like shoot like a ball of fire that deals damage or something?
Yes, that is absolutely a spell.
WoW has a spell like that. You shoot like a frost orb and it does like an AoE and it slows around it. So I think spells like that would be nice to have in the game, just to yeet down like a hallway, fuck people up.
Yeah, so you cast it to a location, and is it an AoE? I can't remember. 5 foot diameter sphere of fire appears in an unoccupied space for your choice, and then range and lasts for the duration. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet. So if someone runs through it, they're going to take some fire damage. I think it's cool. Yeah.
If they eat it, they just get kind of get blasted a little.
Yeah, they get they take a little bit, a little bit of fire damage, but they can run through it, kind of a thing.
Sure. Yeah.
But if you can trap if someone's chasing you and you cast it and you close the door on their face and they get stuck on the door or something like that, that could be amazing. You could do a lot of cool plays with that. Let's see here. Mirror image definitely makes sense. Misty Step definitely makes sense.
Would love it.
Mirror image, imagine if you could just cast a direct illusion of yourself running down a hallway. Like you're running, you cast the illusion, it keeps running, you go invisible, and you wait for a rogue to jump out of stealth to attack it, and then you blast him with zap. So cool. Misty
Drop
Step.
the mirror, invis behind them, they have no idea what's going on.
It would be really cool. There'd be some really cool plays. I think Misty Step makes sense. Give it to Warlock and Sorcerer. Don't give them invisibility, though. That's a wizard spell. But briefly surrounded by a silvery mist, you teleport up to 30 feet to a space you can see. Bam. And there'd be like, let's say, a 30-second cooldown on it or something like that.
Been hoping for something like that.
I think we talked about this a little bit. I don't think like a big teleport would be fine, but like Jay said that one time, a flash would be. I think that'd be cool. Just 5 feet, you just get away a little bit, and that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But if you can TP 30 feet, I don't know. That's kind of
okay,
far.
60-second cooldown.
basically.
Yeah.
It'd have to have a long cooldown.
I think one time rest usage. I think. Just get a
one
little flash,
time.
Just get away from a melee. Yeah. I mean, dude, that's so strong.
One time, but it can regenerate with a campfire.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually makes sense. Yeah.
Because, dude, imagine how frustrating it would be if you could TP like 10 feet away. You could just do a little flash away from a fighter who's been chasing you for the last 20 seconds. God, dude.
That would be annoying. Yeah.
It would be annoying if you could do it more than once.
What about...
Yeah, can flash go through doors at that point?
No. Unobstructed path. So? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You conjure... Here's web. You conjure a massive, thick, sticky webbing at a point of your choice. You fucking shoot your web load and then people get slowed down. Makes sense. Decent
do that
spell.
IRL already. Might as well put it in the game.
My God.
Just start webbing on folks.
Let's bust.
What's Magic Mouth? Curious.
Magic Mouth.
You got that magic mouth, dude. You already know. Hey.
Oh!
Gotta take some notes, dude.
That's a cantrip for Jay. Let's see here.
Unbelievable.
You implant a message within an object in range. A message that is uttered when a trigger condition is met. Choose an object that you can see and that isn't being worn or carried by another creature. Then speak the message. Must be 25 words or less, though it can be delivered over as long as 10 minutes.
That was sick.
Yeah, finally determine the circumstance that will trigger it. When the circumstance occurs, a magic mouth appears in the object and recites the message. So let's say someone gets to a door and you have, through VoIP, said what you want the magic mouth to say. They get to the door, they start opening it, and Jay's voice with a magic mouth appears and it's like, I already cleared this room, dummy. Turn around. Something like that. No way they put
Drop
that
a
in the
little
game.
recorder.
Yeah, no
Drop
way
a
they put that
recorder
in
in
the
the
game.
vase,
Oh,
dude.
yeah,
Come
dude.
on, man.
No, listen, it would be fun. It would be cool. It'd be amazing stream content, but you know the terrible things people would put in those messages.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Instantaneously awful. Yeah.
I didn't think about
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Animate dead. I mean, this is something
You
that I
give
think
a gamer the opportunity to say the gamer word, he's saying the gamer word. All right.
I think animate dead. If they ever have subclasses and a wizard can take necromancy, obviously you need to be able to fucking raise a goddamn zombie or skeleton, right? Let's be real here.
Yeah.
And then at that point, it just becomes another minion. Let's say it's got 70% of its typical health, 70% of its typical damage, or something like that.
Why
But
not full? Can you have one at a time?
That's kind of strong. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just
thought.
Just throwing shit out. Auras. Okay. So an aura, obviously this is a spell, a concentration spell for like a paladin or something. But paladins just get auras as they level up. Like aura of courage and shit like that. I think if paladins don't have perks that are outright auras, it's going to be a mistake, right? They must. They're going to do that, right?
Well, they already do have one now. They have like the defensive one. Oh, I guess cleric, not paladin, but same thing.
Good point. Yeah, you're right. Good call. Here's Blink. This is such a cool spell when it is actually working. When it doesn't work, it's a waste. But this is the one I've talked about before, where essentially you cast it, and then for the next 60 seconds, you jump in and out of the material plane to the ethereal plane. So like you're in a room, and then you jump into the ethereal plane, you keep walking, you go back to the material plane, and suddenly you're now behind the person that was trying to fight you or something like that. Then you pop in and out, in and out, in and out. I think they could do a version of this.
Blink over a flash all day.
Yeah, I think they could do something with this for like maybe a 20-second duration, and within 20 seconds you blink in and out 4 times or something like that. I think that'd be sick.
Yeah.
It's pretty key. Counterspell. Oof. Now we're getting into some crazy shit.
Yes.
Yes?
Give me counterspell. Instant cast counterspell. Yes. Give me that
Why
shit.
not?
Okay,
It'd
then.
be interesting for wizard.
How many charges, though?
One.
One.
Right.
So you get one counterspell a game?
Here's my question. So if you kick a cast... Okay, so there's silences and then there's kick. So if you kick a cast, they get locked out of that spell, but you can just silence and prevent them from casting any spell. Is there anything like that in D&D?
Yeah, that's. I mean,
yeah,
not really.
Kind of.
Spells are like an action. Yeah, there's like concentration spells, which are spells that are ongoing.
Yeah.
So you got to concentrate on it. So if your character takes damage, you can interrupt his concentration, and that way he can no longer cast a spell. But you know what would be more interesting? Here's an idea. Don't have counterspell. Instead, we give wizard reflect spell as a spell. So if you shoot a fireball at me and I'm a wizard and you're just being la-di-da about it,
that's crazy.
But you get like one per rest. That'd be sick. So like that would put way more like craziness into a wizard fight. Wizard duels will be insane.
Yeah,
so much
that's
more
strong.
OP though. Now I'm just gonna reflect a fireball back.
Well, dude, do you want people to play wizard or not? Like, make up your mind here, Jay. Like,
not really. No, they already did. What are you gonna do?
It reflects spell. Let's see what happens.
This man said, awesome. Not really.
Imagine you shoot a fireball at me, and I shoot that thing right back at you like an instant cast, and you like see it happening.
And then I flash it, and then I cast my blink, and then I see where
Wizard should be a little crazy. Wizard should be like the crazy man.
I do like counterspell though. I think counterspell. I think Donnie was on to something. You get one a game, unless you sit at a campfire, obviously, and get it back. But you have to like choose when to use that fucking.
Is it instant cast though?
Yep, instant cast. And then when you counter it, it uses that spell slot too. So if another wizard is about to shoot you with his final fireball, and you counterspell that shit, but he just lost his fireball. Now he's got to fucking run away.
It takes the charge. Oh, that's
I think they should.
Better.
I think they should. If they do add this, they should. Yes, it should definitely eat a slot, in my opinion.
Oh, I'm all cool for that. I actually think that fits in the game, but bias. And like Rogue should have kick. I mean, they kind of do. They have the silent stab.
Yeah.
Monk will probably have kicks and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think it would fit fine.
Okay, feign death. What if you could just pretend to be dead?
Yes.
Donnie does not like that.
100%. Oh yes.
Can I still kill you?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, he stabbed me and then
It's just to see if you could trick someone.
Sure. Why not?
Oh yeah.
But then everyone's just gonna go around hitting by. I don't know. I mean, maybe.
I think it could be
There's surprise
hilarious.
factor in the dungeon, dude. Why not?
Yeah, I guess sure, but one-time use per like raid.
Yeah,
even if you
yeah.
rest, like I don't think you should get it back.
Just think, you're like running from a 3-man. You run through the first act swinging, and then you feign death and act like you got hit and it killed you. It'd be perfect.
And then
dude.
they get close. The ranger gets close, and you stand up as a fighter and chop his fucking head off with your longsword. That'd be
Exactly.
fucking great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Fighter wouldn't have feigned death.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Wait,
Let's
hold
just
on.
feign
Let's
it.
look.
Donnie.
Not to shit on your nerd boner, but it would be like what, wizard, right?
Oh.
Maybe cleric.
Cleric.
Oh, what'd it
Bard,
be?
cleric, druid, wizard. Okay, not fighter. My bad. They can't cast spells, but yes,
Could you
you're right.
cast it
I
on
stand corrected.
somebody, hypothetically speaking.
Okay. I like that.
People
We're getting
people
silly
stabbing
as
dead
fuck,
bodies.
yeah.
People
Yeah,
are
you
stabbing
catch a
dead bodies.
willing creature. You can cast it on people. Look at that.
I like that. I'm a willing creature.
Oh, I'm out of heals. You gotta play dead, and you just knock them out.
Fly. I don't think Fly should be in the game. We think double
I
jump with
don't
rogues
either.
bad. Imagine a wizard
No.
flying to the top of the ruins.
That's Ken, right?
I
He's
am
just, floating there.
Ozymandias.
No.
Yeah,
I
fuck
am your
that.
overlord.
Way too strong. Gaseous form. Imagine if you could just turn into the fucking mummy fucking fart cloud. Go through a door or something. I don't know. Seems too strong.
I'm down for that. Eye framing like a swing or something with that. Oh yeah, sign me up.
Let's see here. We got some heals. Let's see. Revivify revives in the slows in the game. Stinking cloud. That's a PvE
Sweet storm would be
thing.
cool. Like a slow AOE. That'd be cool.
Let's go to the next batch. 4th levels. We're getting there. We're getting there. There's less spells as you get higher up, so this is gonna go fast.
True.
Okay, Death Ward. This is cool. I think this is a cleric spell or a paladin spell. The first time you take damage that would kill you, this spell is eaten and you drop to 1 hit point. Is that too strong?
I don't know, Chief. Maybe.
There's the Barbarian Axe Life After Death, right? Which is kind of like this.
What
Imagine
is it, like a
Yes.
cheat death or whatever?
essentially.
Essentially,
Yeah.
Okay.
You touch a
Yeah,
creature
why
and
not?
granted a measure of protection from death. The
Yeah.
first time the target would drop to 0 hit points. As a result of taking damage, the target instead drops to 1 and the spell ends. So imagine the Life After Death, the Barbarian Axe effect, but you can, once a raid, once again we're saying that, as a cleric, you could put that on your fighter as he charges forward or some shit.
I'm open to testing it, but I feel like it'd be a little crazy.
I
I don't
definitely
hate
think
it or
it'd be
anything,
crazy.
but-
Yeah, it would definitely be nuts to go up against, but
Yeah.
it could be cool. And it
I'm
would be a
open to
very
testing it.
expensive, it would take a lot of spell memory for a cleric to have this, right? So
True.
that's one thing we haven't even touched. Spell memory. Some of these spells are really fucking nuts and would take up a lot of the spell memory to add into your kit.
Sure, yeah.
So that's something to consider.
Yeah.
So if you want some of these spells, you better have some fucking great knowledge and fucking will gear and shit like that.
Right.
Dimension Door, I think this would definitely be fucking cool. You teleport yourself from your current location to any other spot within range. You arrive at exactly the spot desired. You can bring along objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed what you can carry. You can also bring 1 willing creature. So if you're in a 3-man and all 3 of you are running, pick a buddy that's coming with you. But I think that could be sick. Like you, as the wizard, take the ranger with you across the room as the barbarian stays behind, and then you shoot at the rogue or whatever that's jumping him. Could be OP. I don't know. Dimension Door's
Sounds like
pretty
an
sick.
even more busted teleport.
It
The
is.
blink or whatever.
It kind of is, yeah. It kind of is. Freedom of movement. This is a cool spell. You touch a willing creature. The duration the target's movement is unaffected by difficult terrain, spells, other magical effects. So you cast, would be another buff that you would slap on a fighter or a barbarian. And then you as the wizard, Jay, would try to cast slow on me as a fighter, but I have freedom of movement, so that shit just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
I like that. I don't know if there's is there much, like if they add more CC stuff like that would be really nice to have, I think.
Yeah, like you're hitting me with ice bolts and I'm ignoring the slow of it, essentially.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool buff. I think it'd be cool. Let's see here.
Sure.
What else we got? Polymorph. You turn a motherfucker into a sheep. I don't know. It seems a little...
I love polymorph, but that's like what I would call soft CC. I think there's room for it, but it's also getting a little much.
I don't think polymorph should be in the game. I think that's too much. That'd be
here's
annoying.
the shitty thing. We're charging in. Me and Soma are melee, and you're behind us. And immediately Soma gets turned into a chicken for the next 20 seconds, and we have to fight without him. That'd fucking suck. That would just be
you just smack him, and then he breaks out of it. I pull my staff out, give him a little bonk, And
getting polymorphed
I
in
don't
WoW.
like the idea of CC. I like slows.
Hard
like
CC is hard. Yeah, it sucks.
Mm.
Getting polymorphed in WoW. How annoying is that shit? Let's be real here. It sucks. It sucks.
Arena, typically when that happens, you're playing like arena or something. It's a lot more controlled, but
I'm talking like
in
duels.
Darker, there's the X factor and stuff.
I was a warrior main in classic WoW, and I would go up against a mage, and as soon as I had tried charging in, I would get polyed, and he would blink away, get maximum range, exactly, and I'd get fucking pyroblasted, fireballed, and whatever. And by the time I'm moving again, I'm at 20 health, right? 20% health. That shit sucks.
Yeah.
What about Wall of Fire, though? What if you could just fucking conjure up a big-ass fucking Wall of Fire? And
sure.
Wall of Fire would be fantastic.
I think it makes perfect sense.
Through it and stuff, yeah.
I think it would do really good damage, though. So if you decide you're going to run through the Wall of Fire, get ready to take some significant fire damage. Or you take a different route.
20% or something?
Like, this is 5d8 fire damage to walk through it, right? So I think it'd be a significant amount of fire damage that you would be eating.
Okay.
Or you just fucking choose a new path. And this would allow a wizard to escape or a sorcerer to escape. I think it'd be cool.
I really like the AoE stuff, like persistent AoE, like Blizzard, Firewall, frosting the ground or whatever. I think stuff like that would fit really well. Could be OP though.
Well, let's see here. Cone of Cold. Here's your Cone of Cold. I know you want Cone of Cold in the game. Just a fucking
I just want like
blast of ice damage
for the melee.
Yeah. This is strong as fuck. I think Cone of Cold's a great spell.
Yeah, 8d8. That's like the most I've ever seen, actually.
A creature killed by the spell becomes a frozen statue until it thaws. That's cool. Yeah, I think it'd be great.
Is that just flavor?
Just flavor.
Like roleplay or something?
Just flavor.
Flavor.
Flame Strike. I mean, imagine Lightning Strike, but with fire damage. Makes sense. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I like that. Lightning Strike by fire. Unless you just said that. Yeah.
Pass wall. Okay, this could be fucking insane. So what if you're running through the dungeon and there's this, there's a hallway in the crypts that's like a stone wall and you can kind of like see through it. There's like some holes in it.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Like occasionally there's like a stone wall and you can see into the room or whatever on the other side. Imagine if you could just create a door. You just bam, here's a door, here's a pass wall. I'm just creating a hole in this stone or wooden surface so I can walk through it. So you can walk through it and then it disappears behind you. So it's like another escape.
Wall.
Yeah.
Gosh, so OP.
That'd be cool, but also
be
at the same time,
sick,
I would I'd be interested to see how they implement that. I think that might be difficult.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be difficult, but it could be really cool. I doubt they will, though, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a really crazy. If they did, I mean, fuck yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
All right, let's zoom through these. Let's do Q&A.
Hold on, we're almost done. 6th level. Are you bored, Donnie? Jeez. Disintegrate.
Nah, somewhere to be.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, it's been an hour already.
Yeah,
oh,
I mean, heal. Let's see.
Heal's good. Harms, no. Hero's
Definitely.
Feast could be interesting, like a song that heals everybody at the campfire. It's basically like Hero's Feast, but it's different. You eat, but same idea.
Yeah, the 6th level spells kind of suck. Let's go.
Wall of Ice would be
that
cool.
that would make sense. Wall
Ice
of Ice.
Wall.
Delayed Blast Fireball. You
Wait,
fucking
what is that?
you launch a fireball and there's a delay on it until it explodes. So you fucking throw it out a door because you know someone's on the other side of the door opening it, and as soon as they get through the door, it fucking blasts. Like maybe you click it again and then it blows up.
Yeah.
Look, you just got a fireball C4.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Firestorm. Just big ass fucking AoE fire. It seems kind of strong though. Resurrections in the game. Reverse gravity. Imagine someone is fucking running at you in the pyramid room where all the fucking skull bats are, and you reverse gravity and everyone just falls to the fucking ceiling.
How crazy would that be, though?
Too OP. There's no way they could do it.
So stupid.
It sounds cool, but there's just no way. There's no way they could do that. Like I said, once you get to the higher level spells,
Whirlwind could be fun. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like you summon a little tornado that kind of like is random and just goes around. It'd be fun to throw down in the middle of a fight.
Here's Earthquake.
Earthquake
is great.
8th level.
It is an 8th
killed
level.
Everybody last patch.
Yeah. Tsunami. That's just getting crazy. Let's see here. Now we get to the big beefy 9th level spells.
Meteor Storm.
Meteor Storm is cool. Wish. You just like say a wish on VoIP. I wish
I win.
I wish there was a blue portal in front of me. Fucking raises up. Resurrection. Time stop. What if there was a time stop where you could, like, just like the darkness globe, you like pick an area. What if you could cast time stop somewhere and everyone just frozen, and you can like walk through it and like
on both sides, right? Like friendlies and enemies.
Stunned or whatever. But not for the casting wizard. So you could like go in there and like, I don't know, like take the potions
Time
off
stop
someone's belt or something like that.
Lightning.
Sure.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. But as soon as you do damage to someone, the time starts again. That is just too OP. That's too crazy. Psychic Scream is one of my favorite 9th level spells. There's no way it could be in the game. You unleash the power of your mind to blast the intellect of up to 10 creatures of your choice that you can see within range, 90 feet.
14d6.
Each target must make an int saving throw. On a failed save, a target takes 14d6 psychic damage and is stunned. On a successful save, a target takes half as much damage and isn't stunned. If a target is killed, its head explodes.
Yeah,
so fucking OP and ridiculous. Time Ravage is so cool. This could not be in the game, but this one is great. You target a creature you can see within range, putting its physical form through the devastation of rapid aging. The target must make a con save. They take 10d12 necrotic damage, or half as much on a successful save. The target ages to the point where it only has 30 days left to live, to die of old age. In the age state, the target has disadvantage in attack rolls, ability checks, saving throws, and its walking speed is halved. That is just fucking getting insane. That's too much. But anyway.
Isn't 30 days a long time, though, in D&D?
I suppose, yeah. I mean, you get a month to live. You could, every session could be 1 hour in your life, right?
Yeah.
You could fucking last a while.
This last session, they're like, yeah, we've been in this campaign for like 7 months, and it's been like 3.5 days or something in the actual game.
Yeah, it can get silly for sure.
All right, Donnie has somewhere to go, so why don't we spend the next like 10, 15 minutes doing some Q&A. Let's talk about spells, chat. What do you guys think about some of our ideas? Do you have your own ideas? Please let us know, or other questions, obviously. Q&A can be anything you want. But let us know what you guys are thinking.
The spell's limited to certain classes, yes, right?
Absolutely.
I would imagine.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, for sure. Mr. Kyoka says, what type of familiar should the Warlock be able to summon? For example, Imp, Sprite, Pseudo-Dragon, Quasit, or should they just summon things already in the game? I don't even know if they should have any familiars. I don't know. What do you guys think? Familiars?
I'm very, very hesitant with pets.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Unless it's good, let's not do it.
The AI would have to be really good. Imagine like your fucking Imp blocks the door and the fucking Darkstorm kills you. Like,
yeah,
that would just be so annoying. That the AI has to be really on point for that to work. And as Lil Mooch says, Otto is the only pet we need. That's true.
I think it'd be fun if you could, like, the druid's not so much like a summoning class, more of a polymorph type class where you can turn into different animals.
Yes.
Yeah, you can turn into like a wolf,
wild
like
shape.
run somebody down, like you're quicker.
Yes.
Or you can turn into like a bear. You're thicker and stronger, but you don't hit as hard, like your big tank. That'd be fun.
I think wild shape makes sense for druid. If they don't have shape shifting, it just doesn't make sense to me. They already have a direwolf skin in the game. Like, how hard is it going to be to allow druid to click a button and turn into the wolf, right? Let's see here. What do we got? Chat. I got Jay's chat up and my chat. What is your thought on a 3v3v3 arena?
Sure.
Always down for PvP.
Yeah, I like different arena modes. I think that there should be like a standard 3v3 or 1v1 or 2v2, and then seasonally or event-wise, they have like a special 3v3v3v3 or a 10-player free-for-all or shit like that.
Free for all would be so sick.
It would be insane.
Actually,
it could be super fun. Yeah. What kind of monsters, mobs could we expect to see? I mean, just thinking D&D, there's definitely going to be, like some sort of like demonic type creatures. I think it would be a good idea to take skeletons and zombies and whatnot out of Inferno and replace them with like imps and fucking succubi and shit like that. Satyrs. That makes sense. Yeah. Shit like that. Am I the Darkest Hour community manager? No. Someone asked me that in a general chat in the Discord. If I was the community manager for this podcast, I was like, no. What? They were like, are you the Darkest Hour community manager? Can you guys be more consistent? I was like, look, you don't understand. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, I actually had somebody come into my chat. I forget who it was. Not follow, not do anything. Just leave a. When's the next podcast? I was like, oh, God, I don't know, man.
Yeah, people are hungry for the Darkest Hour. What's up, Nick? Good to see you, brother.
No, that's flattering. But no, this week was my fault. That's why we were on Tuesday. It's my fault, boys. But
no, Donnie was busy. So if someone in the crew is busy, then we'll do it Tuesday. Metalbeard says, would a slow passive recharge on spells for casters be OP? Sam will get one charge of magic missile back every 5 minutes. I do think that's OP, but instead what you would do is you would have some named item, like a unique spell book, for instance, which would have an ability that would passively recharge your spells, like we said last week. That makes sense.
Sure, yeah.
Would you?
5 minutes
would you rock
that?
That's stupid. That's a
long ass time.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's
something like that.
I'm not calling you stupid, Beer, but that would be ridiculous considering a raid is 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
Or whatever, 12 minutes long.
You get 2 extra spell charges or whatever. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think
having on like a named item be pretty effective would be interesting.
Yeah, I think if there was a unique named spell book, and as you had it equipped and in your hand, you had the same effect as if you were sitting down doing like a short rest sit. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Sean says, what is Donnie so preoccupied with? I think Donnie's on Grindr.
I saw that too. I'm on Grindr.
He's been grinding this entire episode. It's okay.
I've got a bit of an orgy waiting. Sorry, boys. No.
It's okay. We still love you.
I got one. Any thought on stealth in general? I feel like people will start 3-man ratting with pots and things. Yeah, someone said they already do that. I think that's just part of the game, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Not much you can do about that.
Exactly.
Like they already, he's. I guess you'd be implying like more things to break people out of stealth, but I feel like if there's too many stealth breaking things, then stealth is just useless.
Agreed.
Really.
Agreed. Yeah.
Agreed. What songs should they add to Bard?
Don't give Bard like an AOE stealth break, because he's just gonna walk around the dungeon just playing that the entire time.
Exactly.
It the whole time.
Yeah. So let's not do that.
Yeah, I agree. What songs should they add to Bard? We kind of talked about a couple of songs tonight.
Direct target songs would be cool, because they're all AOE right now, right?
Pretty much like a radius.
Yeah, and there's no damage spells.
Yeah.
No damage.
A direct target damage spell would be sick. Like you can
a power chord. Shoots notes at him.
The cool thing about it would be that you have to charge it up. So like you hear like make it very distinct, right? So as soon as we start engaging, you can hear the bard playing. You're like, oh, that fucker's about to hit us with a beam. Everybody take cover, and
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I think
that
that'd be
sounds
sick.
cool.
You think Bard has, or I guess does Bard have like a deafen in D&D? So I feel like silence, like deafening people would be kind of interesting to have.
Huh,
You
that's
still have,
actually
like,
a cool
Discord,
idea.
but it's whatever.
I don't think they do, but that could work. That makes sense to me.
I think it'd be
Was
cool.
it? But I mean, like deafen as in like you can't hear the game, or you can't cast a spell. Or
Yeah,
something
you
like
can't
that.
hear any. You can't hear any like audio. Of course, you can get around it with like Discord and callouts, but still.
I just don't know what that would. I mean, like I guess the big thing would be you don't know like what spell somebody's casting. Maybe.
Maybe like someone hitting you from
sneaking
the
up on
side
you.
or some shit. Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it could be useful, but would a bard use that instead of a heal or some other buff? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Unless they're like partied up with rogues, and there's two rogues and a bard, and the bard plays that song and runs away from the fighter chasing him, and then he can't hear the rogues behind him. That could work.
Sure.
It could be cool. It just might be really strong. You know, if it's like a big AOE one, maybe I don't know. I mean, it's worth
make
testing.
It targeted or something.
Yeah, that'd be neat. Be interesting.
Oh, Thunderwave. They're saying Thunderwave is kind of like
Thunderwave
that.
would be nice.
Yeah,
Thunderwave would be a cool spell to have for wizard, like blowback. Like you can push people back away from you. It'd be nice to have.
Yes, that makes
like
sense.
that.
But it's loud, right?
Very
So it
cool.
alerts people 2 rooms over. But there's a wizard in there. I like that. Mr. Kyoka again asks, what type of subclasses should the Warlock have, for instance, the Fiend or the Great Old One, or some homebrew even? So I think like Great Old One, where maybe they have like tentacles that can like grab someone and like slow them down, or slow them down or something like that. Or a more fire-based Warlock with the Fiend, where they get, some perk attached to Hellish Rebuke or something like that. Could definitely be cool. Let me pull up Warlock subclasses 5e really fast. Otherworldly patrons. Archfey, kind of lame. Celestial, okay. So what if there was a celestial subclass that gave them some access to some cleric spells, like a warlock that could revive or something like that? That could be cool. That could be super cool.
Would be interesting.
I kind of like that. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Huh. Curious indeed. I like that.
Yeah, you guys mentioned Warlock being able to see in the darkness. Would it be along the lines of a brief buff for sight, hearing, letting you see?
I think it would just
Or is
be
it like a
an
static
always
thing?
on devil's sight. Like you just get it. If you're in darkness,
I think it's
you
a
can
perk
just see.
you gotta take.
It's definitely a perk.
Sure,
yeah.
yeah.
It definitely takes up
Yeah.
a perk slot. But yeah, you see in darkness. You get night vision.
That'd be cool.
You get night vision goggles on.
It'd be cool. Like the one class that can kind of like go around in the dark. That'd be fun.
Yeah, agreed. What else? Let's take a couple more questions. I know Donnie's trying to get to his orgy.
I gotta actually take a fat shit. But I'm good.
Nice.
Don't forget.
Well, you should
Jeez.
definitely take a fat shit and purge yourself
know, right? I
before
gotta
you go to
clear
the
myself
exactly. Don't forget the shower douche. Do you think there will be
Gotta douche my
maps
butthole.
in the future that will allow larger group size instead of 3 being the max right now? Yes, Valfor. I think they've already actually mentioned that they want like a 6-man type party for something like a dragon boss or something like that, like a raid. I think that would be so fucking cool and fun, and I hope they do it. I mean, they've pretty much already said that's the plan.
It's data mine that can up it to 5-man groups, but I don't think it really matters. So that means they thought of it at least at some point.
It'd be cool for different maps to have different group sizes.
Sure.
It'd be
Like
cool for there
events
to
and
be like
stuff,
big
too.
raid events, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Go kill Kuma. Go to the Kuma's lair and kill Kuma.
I'm too spaced out. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna read that one. Basically, it's asking, do druids like tame or anything get companions? I
They
think
do,
so.
yeah,
It
they-
sounds
That'd
pretty
be
druidy.
fun.
They can like calm a beast down or like tame something. Imagine you're on ruins and you're a druid and a bunch of direwolves run up on you and you fucking tell them to go attack that guy instead. That would be so fucking cool. Or like the giant bats in the goblin caves, they just go attack the rogue chasing you instead. You just you direct them somewhere else. That would be fucking kind of sick. Damn, I kind of like that. There was another one. Zazmo says, do you guys like the idea of summons? No, not really. We were just talking about that. We have to be careful with that.
Yeah, if they're good, yeah.
Maybe.
I think summons are cool, but I'm camp like
they're cool.
Make them annoying and not actually strong. Like you can walk through them, so you can't body block.
Yes, you have to be able to walk through them.
You can even have the AI be dumb and just have them be like something that you have to deal with mid-fight. You know,
as long as they don't fuck over the person who summoned them, then yes, why not? Like we can at least play test it, right?
Yeah, you have to walk through them. There's no shot.
Yeah,
that stuff will be so easily abused.
Yeah,
if they have like hitboxes.
All right, let's look for one cool final question so Donnie can douche his asshole. What do we got?
You gotta wipe.
Before.
Oh, man. What do we got?
No, I've actually got a Japanese toilet. I'm not like you fucking heathens.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I wish.
You know the best argument I ever heard about why you should use a bidet was if you're walking down the street and there's a bird on a branch over you and he shits and it lands in your arm. Do you want to wash that shit off or just use paper? And I was like, damn, that's a fucking great argument. I want to wash that shit off. I want to wash it off and then wipe off the water.
Yeah.
You can't really argue with that.
Well, the idea, right, is like you have a bidet, you like spray your butthole, and then you do like a courtesy wipe.
Exactly.
You're good.
I mean, you don't want to like pull your pants up with like water in your crack, right? You got to dry it.
Yeah, you just dry that. You dry that little fucking chocolate starfish off and get back to work.
We had a bidet when I lived in Spain. My dad was in the Navy. We lived off base for a while, and we had a bidet in our bathrooms, and I would use it as a urinal.
Oh, yeah.
I was 10.
Wait.
Right? Yeah.
Is a bidet not just a wand thing that shoots water out that attaches on your toilet? I'm confused.
Yeah, it just shoots water at your asshole.
We had this was like an extra thing next to the toilet. So there was the toilet, and then there was another bidet next to the toilet. I swear.
You're telling me you'd be taking a shit and then you waddle your way over to the bidet.
You like scoot your ass from one thing to the next. It's like right next to it. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I want that. I want one in the toilet.
I don't think every bidet is like this, but in our house in Spain, there was that. There was a bidet like that.
Would you also sit on this, or would you like crouch?
No, you fucking like hover over it and let that fucking stream hit your asshole.
I'd rather wipe.
Yeah.
I'd rather wipe.
Oh man. Oh, that's great.
I don't know. All right, one more question.
The final question is from Tadpole. Y'all's thoughts on the current one peg find about the picks? Yeah, so there's a one peg video that went out. Good old one peg went over this interesting little find that Nexon is claiming that Dark and Darker is using one of their mummy assets, and they like submitted this as evidence. I might be getting some of this info wrong, so please don't fucking castrate me if I get it wrong. I'm paraphrasing here off the top of my head. But essentially, the mummy pic that they're using as evidence as stolen assets is actually an image from Dark and Darker. And Nexon is saying it's theirs.
Yeah.
That ain't good. Maybe, Jay, you have some insight on this.
I don't think one picture like means anything.
Sure,
I feel like they can make mistakes and stuff, you know? That's why I didn't really care for the video. But
still, though, if it's a real catch, that's a fucking facepalm.
I just don't see it. It's like, you're telling me they're going to submit probably hundreds or thousands of pages and not make a couple of mistakes? I feel like they're going to make some mistakes, right?
Nexon's legal team seems to be making a lot of mistakes, to be honest. But yeah, amateurs.
But yeah, I don't.
Which is a great thing for us.
I don't know shit about law and courts and evidence. So
yeah,
just find it hard to believe that one.
Like I said, I've seen Law and Order, but only SVUs, so I'm only skilled in sexual crimes.
As Jet Q and Jay's chat said, it looked like a simple mistake in getting the two picks mixed up. Pretty incompetent, but not a big deal. Agreed. Yeah. Embarrassing, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And I guess one final question from Big Skillet. Do we have a new prediction for EA? What's the new prediction, boys?
Channel it. Wait, we gotta get somebody to analyze all the stuff from the latest gameplay video we saw.
It's June 27th.
I already did that.
Oh,
way
God.
ahead of everybody. I froze each and every single frame of those 11,432 frames.
Okay.
So 11/21. That's what's coming out.
Oh my god.
11/21. 11/21.
I think it's going to be
I
July
said-
29th because that's my birthday.
There you
Hey, I said July 29th. I know it was a Friday. Look at that.
I think
Yeah.
July
Right.
29th is a Saturday. Let me look.
Right. Now I have to double check. Maybe
July
it wasn't
29th
July
is a
29th.
Saturday. It is a Saturday. They're not going to release it on
Okay,
a
maybe I
weekend.
said the 28th then.
Shit. Okay, the 28th.
Yeah, I don't know. My genuine guess is the fall. I mean, gives them a
Really?
few months. I think.
Okay,
I think
maybe not
in the
EA, but
fall.
what about another playtest? What if they decide, hey, we're going to have playtest 6, not EA yet? I think end of
Let
July.
me ask you this: Did the last playtest cause them any legal fallout?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm
So
guessing.
then
I
what's
don't know.
stopping them from having another playtest if it's not a legal issue?
Exactly. I think putting out a playtest they're not charging for, that skirts the line of being okay. But I'm no lawyer. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope we see it this summer. That's what I really want. This summer.
Be nice.
Okay. So, you have a fan in Jay's chat, Donnie. What do you know about the guy on the right? He's kind of hot. Dude, there's a lot of Donnie fans that really want to fucking go buck and
my.
Bronco with you in Texas, dude.
I'll send you the address to the orgy. Meet you there. But hey,
Don-
douche your
yeah,
asshole,
Donnie
though, 'cause
does-
I'm doing it.
Unbelievable.
Everyone going to your orgy is going to be clean. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Well, at least anally clean.
I would hope,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I mean, herpes
get-
is just kind of an
yes.
understood agreement there.
exactly. And with that, that's a good way to end it. This was a good one. This was special to me because I'm a huge D&D nerd and I just love talking theorycraft shit. So thank you guys for bearing with me on that. Donnie, where can people find you
was
online?
good.
Yeah, that was fun, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good
Yeah.
time. Dodani, YouTube, Dodani with another E, Twitch. Check me out. Come to my orgy.
You're streaming it?
Well, on kick.com I am. So Dodani
Nice.
on kick.com.
Dump on Donnie. That's your kick name.
Oh,
Okay.
man. Yeah.
Mr. Griffia.
Unbelievable. I'm Jay Griffia on Twitch and YouTube.
Sweet. I'm Soma on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, and @_Soma on YouTube. That's where you can find this podcast. You can also find the podcast on Jay's YouTube channel as well. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see when that shit comes out. Are you a partner on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think you need 1,000 subs. Get me to 1,000 subs,
Yeah,
folks, so I
yeah.
can be a partner. I'm at
Hook 'em
303.
up, man.
Soma.
I'm at 303. I'm a long way off, but fucking tickle that fucking button with your mouse. Okay, this was great. Next week we do have a guest. We're going live Sunday, right? We're good to go Sunday because we do have a guest who's on
I'm
Atlantic
good for it.
fucking Atlantic time.
Yeah.
I guess he's
No.
a Canadian. So for him, it's 11 p.m. that we're starting, which is pretty crazy. But
He's 4 hours ahead.
yeah, so there's a
Where the fuck does he live?
so I fucking forgot about this, but there is a 4th time zone in North America past Maine, and that's like Nova Scotia, Halifax, like
Nice.
Northeast Canada. Yeah, isn't that weird?
Oh,
Fucking super
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Atlantic time zone. I totally fucking forgot because I'm American.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
I know, it's
No,
fucking
yeah.
crazy,
Learned something
dude.
new.
If you live out in the
Yeah.
fucking boonies, yeah.
Yeah,
Newfoundland and shit, like St. Pierre, St. John's.
yeah. Halifax, Nova Scotia. Yeah, it's wild.
Nova Scotia. Play hockey up there.
Halifax, Nova Scotia sounds like some sci-fi shit, doesn't it?
There's blood wars.
The
up there.
ship
Oh, that's
Halifax is traveling to Nova Scotia, a distant star. Anyway.
You sound like a fucking like one of those Ice Road Trucker episodes or one of those serious history shows.
Oh, yeah.
The Halifax has only got 18 days of food left. The crew will have to find crabs in order to come back and make this season profitable.
I would watch that.
Yeah. Dude, Deadliest Catch is a good time. It's interesting. Would never catch me working that job.
I haven't
Do
seen
you-
Deadliest Catch in like 10 years.
Being a fisherman on the ocean is one of the most dangerous jobs on the planet.
Yep, I've heard that.
100%.
Fuck that. Anyway, you guys are beautiful. You boys are beautiful. Chat, you're great.
Oh,
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Sunday, which is July 2nd, which is great. we will have a content creator on who plays fighter, and he's done a really cool gladiator series, which is great. So that gives you a little hint. But anyway, spoiler. Thank you for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you on Sunday. Peace out, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh.